Today is June 6th, and today's quote is entitled, Challenged to be Kind. Your forgiveness and kindness are tested when you are challenged to offer these to those who don't deserve them. One nice definition I've heard of forgiveness is to offer kindness that's not deserved, withhold the unkindness you deserve. In other words, somebody mistreated you, so in a sense, you have the right to not be kind to them because they mistreated you. But by forgiving them, you withhold your right to react with the same energy or the same response that they dealt to you. And then, aside from that, you're kind. So, what's so nice about this is this is so counterintuitive to materialistic consciousness. That in materialistic consciousness, naturally, we tend to give back, or even give back worse than was given to us. And if people are nice, we tend to be nice to them. But if people aren't nice, we don't tend, we may be neutral, but we don't generally tend to be nice to people who aren't nice. Unless you're a book distributor on Sankirtan, you will be nice to everyone, even those who aren't nice to you. That's transcendental, and that's the way we should be. So, but in ordinary dealings in life, what I'm saying here is think about this challenge. The challenge of always being kind, compassionate, tolerant, etc., as we've spoken before, even when people are not. So, yes. So I think we've talked about before the challenge, many challenges, but the challenge to be kind when people are not kind to you, or to be tolerant when things are really bothering you. And to see that challenge as something necessary and something good to help me develop whatever it is I need to develop at that moment. So every time someone might criticize me or put me down, it's a challenge. How am I going to react? Am I going to accept? I'm not going to accept that standing up. I'm going to retaliate, get back at them. Every unkind treatment, it stirs up something within us, and then we have to think, well, how am I going to respond to this? And when you start thinking about your response or watching your response, if it's very instinctive, there's a lot to be learned from it because it's telling you about yourself. Just look at how I responded to this situation. I wasn't very kind, I wasn't very controlled. So the difficult situations are really, if you really were really objective, the difficult situations are not only good, they're necessary and they build strength. Book distribution, Sankirtan preaching builds a lot of compassion because we're trying to help people who don't appreciate that we're helping them, or who don't appreciate that they need to be helped, or appreciate that we need to be helped. There's something wrong with us in our effort to try to help them. And so that actually brings out compassion. It actually also helps us become more tolerant. So we need situations which are difficult, and we should appreciate them. And like I say in my forgiveness class, by the end of the class, everyone is in a much better position than they were when they first came in. So I said, well, why don't you thank the person who's harmed you or abused you, or who you call your abuser, the person you're trying to forgive. Why don't you thank them? Because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have come to the class. And if it wasn't for the class, there would be so many things that you may never learn till you're older, or not even in this lifetime. And so because of them, you've learned them now, and your life's going to be better. This, by the way, is not an advertisement for my forgiveness course, but if I were you, I would take it anyway. And it's going to be online soon, sooner than later, so watch out. So, watch out for it, don't watch out for it. So yes, why don't you thank the person who did something to test your patience, your tolerance, your compassion, and so forth, if you actually were victorious in the battle. If you grew from that situation, might as well call them up and say, that day that you said that to me, you criticized me, that actually was a turning point in my life, because I realized that I don't know how to take criticism. And I thought about what you said, and although I didn't agree with it, there's still some validity to it, and I need to be more open to criticism. So I just wanted to thank you how much that helped me, because basically my whole life I would reject criticism. That's just how I am. See? Isn't it? Isn't it true? It is. So we can appreciate the person who's challenging us in various ways, and maybe even thank them. Hare Krishna.